for Footballers Only. This is all about the beautiful game, football. On here, we talk to players before they become professionals. We talk to professionals, we talk to coaches, and we talk to fans of the game. We also cover hot topics and present our views on football news. For Footballers Only is brought to you by the DC11 Project. You can learn more by going to dcxiproject.com. What would you say was your most memorable moment as a footballer?
I'd say sophomore year of high school, when we won the conference for the school, and I think like a couple of years. And it was like, they got like a video of it, but it was like it was like a very last minute goal, and like we all rushed the field. So I think that is one of my most memorable moments.
Nice. What would you say was the biggest mistake you made as a footballer? The biggest mistake.
I think playing for my high school.
Really?
I just got a lot of injuries. I think playing past sophomore year was a mistake.
So, was it that you were playing both for your school and your club?
Yeah, I was just doing too much. I got like a lot of overuse injuries. I had like shin splints like every other week and stuff. So
yeah. So if you had to do it again, you wouldn't play for the school. You would just play club. Or you would play for school and not club.
Yeah, I do one or the other. Or I would. Yeah, I'd probably do one or the other.
So which one?
Or try to just find. I think I would have played for a closer club if possible, or yeah, and just played club, because I think I did want to like continue to play like basketball and stuff, but I stopped and I just did soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think playing other sports does like improve your game.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I kind of just stopped playing, and I played club and soccer, high school soccer. So yeah, that's something that I wish I did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so now that you've retired, you retired pretty early. Actually, do you want to go into why you retired?
Concussion.
Wow.
Like post-concussion syndrome.
So this occurred in college or in high school?
It occurred senior year of high school, and then again this summer.
Wow. Yeah. What do you, I mean, we can come to that later, actually. But what I was going to ask you was concerning now that you've retired, what did you want? Or, I mean, this may tie into what we were discussing earlier about coaching. What do you want your next, avenue into the game to be?
Well, like when I was doing videography work, I really like doing that. Just like being able to capture like the young kids starting their careers and like them with their parents and stuff, because it's like I could be capturing this little kid and then he goes on to like be this huge player, and I got him like when he was 5 or something. So I think I want to continue to do that. And also like me and my mom have been talking about, my mom's trying to like get into a lot of different business ventures. So I'm from Anacostia, so trying to get like, she has the idea of like having neighborhood clubs. So it'd be like Battle of the Neighborhoods. Because soccer isn't really known that much in like Southeast. But I feel like there's a lot of like natural athletes in the city but they just don't know what soccer is.
Yeah.
Like my mom's not from DC, but she's from Memphis, and she literally didn't know what soccer was until she got to college, and she went to UT. But yeah, I just feel like people don't really know what soccer is.
Yeah,
it's true.
No. So you want to, talking about what your mom want to do, are you want to help her build soccer or football in Southeast, or you want to focus on
I
the
want to
US?
try to create a more like equitable soccer club.
Mhm.
Like we shouldn't have to go to the suburbs just to play like soccer. And like even like well, I went to Murray, so I was like on that side of town, but like we shouldn't have to go out of our neighborhood just to play quality soccer because there's probably like a lot of good athletes. So just creating like good clubs that are in Southeast, like in the city, because Starter was really the only one there when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of like they got rid of all the African coaches and it just kind of went oh, it just kind of like
it's on air. I like this.
Yeah. So
what happened? Say that again. What would you say?
What happened?
What did you say?
What did you say?
They got rid of all the African coaches, and it's not the same club. And that's like the only club I knew.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so actually, what you're pointing out is kind of part of DC-11, right? The club that you come to one of our pickup sessions. A lot of what you're saying is what we're addressing. Providing great training opportunities. It's a young, innovative club, hungry, right in the city. We're completely welcoming to everyone. And the bonus on top of that is a bunch of the coaches are African straight. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, no, so I mean, let us know in any way that we can help.
And also, like, I want to add on to what DC-11 also we're trying to do is, like you're saying, someone like your parent, like your mom, they didn't know anything about a game. We try to make soccer really cool, like a basketball. We try to make it flashy.
Yeah.
That's what kids are used to in Southeast or whatnot. Because basketball is flashy, it's cool. And soccer is like that. If you go everywhere else in the world, soccer is cool and flashy, but here in the US it's not. So we're trying to change that narrative that soccer is cool. It's not just a suburb sport, but it's everyone's sports. So that's the goal we're trying to do here as well.
Yeah. Even when I went to
I think it's a good idea.
Okay. Even when I went to the pickups, I only went 2 Saturdays, but I was like, I've never seen this many like Black kids playing soccer together. Like it was like I've never seen like us as the majority playing soccer.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, because so it's weird because for me or James, we're from the continent, right? And so
we know.
Yeah, the norm is like we're just playing with our friends and family and and balling out, etc. And then I think when you come here, when you come to the US initially, you're still in that immigrant group, right? So you're playing with a bunch of like first generation, like immigrants, like everyone, and it could be African, Latino, Caribbean, etc. And so it's still a bubble until if you decide to go to the more established clubs, or when you go to college, that's when you realize like, oh, like I'm one of the few, like whereas so yeah, it's an interesting dynamic, and is it's one of the things with like you point out with DC-11 or a lot of our sister organizations. We're really working hard to close that gap to make sure that everyone's welcome, everyone is there, like and everyone's enjoying a beautiful game, because everywhere else in the world everyone is enjoying a beautiful game. Like it's not an exclusive club, and it is something that it is something else to keep in mind, and this is something we talk about offline, is that the game is pretty new to the US, right? So just to be fair, it's a new thing here, like basketball, like all the other sports, have been around for decades.
Over 100 years, yeah.
Yeah. You know, the MLS is maybe 20, 25 years old.
Yeah, since 96.
Yeah. And then, you know, before that, there were, you know, different leagues that started, but nothing really gained as much traction, maybe when Pelé and Cruyff was in here in the late 70s and early 80s. But with the MLS, you know, it's starting to gain more traction in the US. And so the game is new, and I think it's important for us to do as much as we can, like, and everyone bringing their talent. So your talent being video and media.
Yeah.
Like
it flashy.
Yeah, like taking a lot of great video content, you know, like putting it out. And then, because the thing is, you never know who's watching, right? Like when people see, like, all of a sudden they're like, oh, that I could see my son or my daughter doing that.
Or just like how you saw that World Cup that one time, you're like, I want to do that.
Literally, like,
oh, I want to do that.
Yeah, or like a kid could be watching, you know, YouTube or Instagram Reels or whatever it is, and see your video, and that could be what inspires them to, you know, to want to play the sport.
Another thing I want to add on too. So what Mike touched on, like, so there's a lot of like immigrant population, especially in the DMV area. So what DC 11 comes in is, or what we come in is, we try to create a pathway for those kids. Because, you know, when you do move here, you do like what I did. I was playing with my African friends, my Caribbean friends, my Hispanic friend, but was very talented, but it wasn't a good pathway for us to get to that next level. That next level either is college or professional level. So us with DC 11, so we know the DC area have that group of guys that actually know the game, right? But we just want to create a proper pathway for those young kids to get to that next level that really want to excel. You know, so the talent is here. We just got to make it flashy with everybody coming on, make it a little cool.
Yeah. I think I've always like just been interested in the basketball culture. But I think something that's like makes it so flashy is that people get these like highlight reels. Like, it doesn't matter who you are as a player, but there's always someone at the games like doing camera work and just making cool edits with like that game. And it just makes you like want to watch the game.
Yeah.
Or like be invested in that player.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like if you see what I'm doing with like the DC 11 social media, right? Like it's crazy because like a lot of people don't even know it's me that's behind it. Right? So sometimes they will like at like how you showed up to those pickups, right? You know, they'll show up to pickups, or they'll be just be walking. They're like, oh, yo, I saw, you know, I saw these guys, you know, and it'll come and they'll start talking about like something that was on our IG.
Yeah.
You know, like some video, some reel, whatever it is. And it's exactly what you're pointing out. Like, so the thing with the basketball culture and American football in particular is that it gives you a nuanced view of
the game,
the game, but not just the game, but the culture around the game, right? So like you would see the guys on the sideline, you know, like if it's basketball, like just, you know, talking to each other, hanging out, like handshakes, you know, you see
dance move.
Yeah, you see them like dancing. You see before, like when after the pickup or after the game, when they change into their like street gear, you know, you see like, you know, like, and then you see like the outfit, you know, like you see how it looks, like, oh, that's a cool look, you know, like, or you know, the way they wear their hat, to the point where even the NBA now like have the whole thing where the guys are coming into the game, you know, like you see them before they go into the locker room, the outfits, you know.
They don't wear suit no more.
Yeah. It's like the fit, you know, like let's see how this person looks. So there's all of that, which makes the, you know, as a viewer or as someone that's not playing, you have a lot to pick from, right? So it's not just like, okay, I can't dunk like Jordan or LeBron or whatever it is, but I can wear my socks like the way, you know, LeBron wears. Where's the socks? Or I can wear like my shorts the way he wears it. Or, you know, my friends and I could do the same, like similar handshakes like the way LeBron has all with all his teammates, etc. So like it's all those little those little things that I think is one of the things I've always said is that like the MLS, for instance, if the MLS really wants to get big, what the MLS needs to invest in is do like get three or four young stars, like young players in the league that are friends, rent out like a Airbnb or a condo or whatever it is for the summer, right? One in Miami, one in LA. Film them, like just film these guys, like just living their life, right? And then have some crazy edits or whatever it is. Put that on Netflix or whatever it is, and I'm telling you, all of a sudden, it's a different. First of all, they will become superstars, and then the game, like all of a sudden, everybody would know. You would know, like this MLS player's name or whatever, and this team and the jerseys they're wearing, who's their girlfriend, who's their cousin, and
food they eat.
Yeah, all of that, right? Yeah. And so that like it becomes, and so that's the part where I think, like even the MLS, like they don't really understand the power of media. Like they have a lot of, and if you're watching, this is another gem. Like it's been a couple episodes now where I'll give you free game to the MLS. There's a couple episodes in a row now where I'm giving free game to the MLS. MLS, if you're watching,
there you go.
Talk to your boy. We can make this media thing really hot. I'm telling you, like if you want some ideas, even like I've looked at a couple of MLS IG, like the top teams. I look at the IG pages. And I'm like, I'm bored. I'm like, yo, what are we doing?
So another thing I want to add on too. So what are you doing, especially like to make it cool, like Mike was saying, like the NBA or NFL is a lot of media exposure, right? They keep filling it to us. And then you in a field where you can do that to soccer, right? You can just keep feeding it to people, right? I don't know how many people follow you on your Instagram, on your social media. You keep letting the kids know that it's cool to play soccer. Because I think that's what the kids don't think it is. They don't think soccer is cool, right? They don't really understand how big it is, how global it is, right? So you can be famous here in the U.S., right, in American football, basketball. With soccer, if you're a top athlete, you're a global superstar, meaning everyone knows you everywhere. So that's one of the things that they don't know, or the parents don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you have a great lane that you can definitely open up for yourself. And
it's like all the stuff you from what you just said, it's like you want to make it different, and you have a strong platform to make that different. I mean, sometimes you don't have to do it playing the soccer or playing the sports there, but now you doing media is one of the most powerful things. I think you have that too to make it happen. Definitely.
Yes. You already have a home with DC-11.
Yeah, that's where you start anyway.
Yeah, exactly. you can always come through, get as much content as you need.
Yeah,
and let's push this content out there.
Yeah.
Like because I mean I'm big, as you know, like I've talked about this. I'm big on media and content, and I mean it's just so much we could do. Like there's just like it's endless, literally endless. Like,
and we in DC too. So many cultures, so many.
Yeah. Like let's make this thing. Let's make it rock.
So I'd say I'm just able to create stories from just little videos I capture, and I'm going into screenwriting for my concentration for junior and senior year. So I'm kind of getting into more narrative, but my like natural, I guess, talents with film has been just capturing, and that's kind of how I started, like just capturing what I can and just telling a story from that.